Hey guys, Shell here, and thanks to Viz Media and Rose City Games, today I'll be teaching you how to make this logo that I have here on my shirt based off of the character Liza from the game The World Next Door. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is build her logo for the shirt in Adobe Illustrator. So I'm gonna go ahead and teach you guys how I made this. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is make a new AI file and get your reference image. So I got my reference image from the World Next Door's website. All I did was Google Liza the World Next Door, and I'm gonna just go ahead and use this one because it's official. So I dragged and dropped it to Illustrator, and since it's a large image that they use for a collage on their website, all I did was go to crop image and I made it, less of a large image so I can just keep it to the side. But regardless, I really think it's best to just lock it so it won't get in the way. And I named this layer ref. And now I make a new layer. I'm gonna go ahead and make the oval with an ellipse tool. So I'm just gonna hold and drag. I want to make it like a good large size that fills up the artboard. I think this is good. And I'm gonna just align it to the center. And then I'm gonna name this one oval and lock this layer as well. Alright, time to make my third layer, and I'm gonna start making the teeth. I'm gonna go to the rounded rectangle tool and make my first tooth. Gonna make it nice and wide. Like I think 193 by like 250 should be good. Or like 200 by 250. Something like around here should be fine. Doesn't have to be like exact, but I want it to be kind of wide, boxy. So I'm going to take the eyedropper tool again and select the tooth color. And I'm going to start trying to position it. So these teeth are like in an arc type angle. So what I did when I was making it the first time, I made like a little guide. So to make that guide, I just took the pen tool with like a dark color, like black is good, and I selected a point there and I went to the side. You hold shift to make sure it stays straight no matter like what direction you move your mouse in. So I made it wide enough to go across the oval, and I clicked on the mouse again, but when you do it, make sure you hold and you start dragging to make like an arc type shape. And I use that for like the guide for the teeth. I'm gonna just go ahead and use the guide I made before, but if you want to make a guide as well to make like a nice arc, you can do that as well with the pen tool. So I'm gonna make layer 3 my teeth layer, and I'm going to make this my guide layer. And I'm going to paste this guide on this, but for you guys, just make the guide on layer 4. What I'm gonna do is just use this. Let me align it to the center. I want to make this more rounded, even though I do want it wide and boxy. The teeth are still pretty round. So what I did is I selected the corner circle of the rounded rectangle, and I'm just dragging it in until it's like more of a rounded shape. I think that's good. Okay. So now this part, I would say, is just trial and error. You just have to like mess around with the placement until you're happy. So what I'm gonna do is duplicate this tooth by selecting it and pressing Command C and then F.
to make a copy. And then I'm just going to drag the copy to the side and start playing with the arc positioning for this. And then I'm just going to drag the height to bring it more to the top so it goes like out of the oval. And I know that looks really weird, but things will get better soon. You just have to keep following along with the tutorial, I promise. So these two are going to be long, and then these two will be the same. So I just used the same Command-C-F method and dragged it to the side to make copies. And I'm gonna just center this now because it looks a little off center. So what I'm doing is, I'll start over. I selected this and now I'm holding shift to group them together. Now I'm gonna go to objects and then group, or you can just do Command G, and then I'm gonna align it more towards the center. And then I'm gonna go ahead and ungroup it to play around with the positioning. But when you play around the positioning, just make sure you move these two and these two together, because you're gonna want them to match. But I think leaving it on the arc should be fine. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm just gonna 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm gonna group these again. Okay, it was already aligned. I just you know, like to make sure that things are centered. It doesn't hurt. And then I'm gonna go ahead and ungroup it again. Alright, so that should be good. I'm gonna do a similar process for the bottom row of teeth. Also, it'd also be best to just lock your guide when you're like moving around the teeth so it doesn't like get in the way. Right now I'm gonna unlock it because I'm gonna Command C-F and drag it down. And I'm just gonna use the same guide for the bottom row of the teeth. I'm just gonna want to position it similar to where the arc is on hers. So I think that's low enough. I'm gonna go ahead and lock the guide again. And I'm gonna make, well, I'll use this. Command C, F, drag it down. But I don't know if I'm gonna make it less thick because she has more teeth on the bottom row. She has 4 on top and 6 on bottom. I'm just gonna go ahead and make it a little bit thinner so we can fit said teeth on the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is use the guide for like more of like the bottom corner type thing. Just make it hit like there. And I'm gonna Command C-F, drag, and like keep positioning it along the arc. So I'm gonna do the 3 and the 3. Go down like that. Command C-F, drag. I'm gonna have to like make these smaller because we're definitely going off the side. So what I'm gonna do is select shift all of them, and I'm still holding shift. I'm hovering over this corner here. I'm just dragging it in. And I'm gonna pull it up to position it on this arc again. That looks like a better fit. So I'm just gonna keep Command C-F and positioning it. You know what? Instead, I'm gonna Command C-F this one and just drag it to the side. Command C-F this one, drag it to the side. And yeah, as you can see, this is still not working. I'm gonna make it smaller by selecting all of them again. Pulling them in, pulling them up. And I'm gonna group them and align them to the center. Alright, that should be good for the row. Let me just pull it up a little bit more to make like less space in between. And I'm gonna just, you can either delete the guide layer or just close the eye to make it go away. Now what I'm gonna do now is unlock this oval layer. Select the oval, Command CF on it, and then deselect it. I'm gonna click it, select the teeth layer, then right click it, arrange, then send it to current layer to send it to the teeth layer. And then after that, lock the oval layer again, click the oval on the teeth layer, arrange, and bring to the front. So now we have this oval on top of the teeth. What we're gonna do now is make sure it's selected. We're gonna go to Object, Path, and Divide Objects Below. So what that does is literally divides the object below, and since everything else is locked, it's just dividing the teeth on the teeth layer. So now we're gonna just select these little scraps of teeth up here. Make sure you have everything ungrouped when you do that. So I'm gonna ungroup this bottom layer. I'm just gonna show you what happens if you have it grouped, just in case, like, let me just undo. So it's grouped. It's just gonna like delete everything if you have it grouped. So just make sure the teeth are not grouped when you're deleting the little extras. I should have pulled this a little bit lower for sure. So if you have this problem, I'm gonna tell you what to do. These, I think, are, nah, what I'm gonna do is select this whole bottom row again and pull it down. And then if something like this happens to you, all you have to do is rinse and repeat the whole oval thing. So Command CF, select the oval, select the teeth layer, right click, arrange, send to current layer, lock the oval layer, send it to the front. And then you're going to do the same thing. Objects, Path, Divide Objects Below, and delete it. And you can keep doing that until you're happy with the shape of your teeth. Sometimes it's going to take more than one go, and that's totally okay. Like if you like cut it and you see like, oh, I don't like this gap, and you like bring it closer, you might have some extra on the bottom that you want to delete, or like now I see like there's like curves here that I'm not fond of. You can like just keep doing it over and over again as many times as you need until you're happy. But yeah, that's literally all you have to do to make the teeth shape, and after that all you have to do is bring it up because she has like some space in between the oval. So all you have to do is select your top row, bring it in until you're happy with the amount of spacing, and select your bottom row and bring it in until you're happy with the amount of spacing. And yeah, that's how you make Liza's logo in Adobe Illustrator to print on your shirt. I've been playing around with the positioning just to, you know, be happy before I decide to go and print it out on my shirt. So I was thinking a way quicker way to just select the bottom row, since the oval is locked, is you just click and drag and you can just select the bottom row. So what I'm going to do now is group it, Command G, and align it to the center just to make sure everything is centered. I'm going to do the same thing on top. I already kept like dividing objects below on like the top just to make sure I had everything pushed to the end. what you're gonna do, like when you make an oval, you're gonna want to make sure your curves are like out, like you don't want any of these rounded parts inside of your circle. So just make sure you have it pushed out to the end so you have like a clean cut on the oval, and that's gonna give you the cleanest logo. And you want the gaps to be even, so you have to mess with the alignment for that as well. And yeah, this is the final logo I'm happy with, so I'm gonna go ahead and print this on my shirt.
So yeah, so after I made the logo in Adobe Illustrator, I went to my local print shop and they printed it on my shirt for me. But of course, you can always get some iron-ons and just cut it out and print it on a transfer shirt. I'll be sure to drop some links below to my favorite companies that make these iron-ons, so you can finish it at home just in case you don't have a local print shop near you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps you cosplay Liza from the world next door too. And you can check out my cosplay of Liza on my Instagram and my Twitter. I'll be sure to drop the links right here as well and below. Thank you so much again, Viz Media and Rose City Games, for letting me help people make this cosplay too. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day.